All right, I think we are live. All right. We are here. I am here. You are there. We are all together. What's up, Ben? Tim, Goots, Kunk, Double D, Vanilla Slice, Vimps, Nelson, Fretless Ed, Joe Hervey, Ian's Guitar Shack, Surf B, Yeti Monty, Tim, Jazz Flounder, Rob M. We got Ricky, we got Jeremy, we got Chris, we got Knees, we got Hip Metal Work, Shammy Whammy, Jim 550, Strat CPOs, J Shaft, Scott, Gary Davlin. Does have nice synopsis. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. You've been checking out any... What's up, speaker? Gary, you've been checking out any of our friend in Switzerland's latest wares? I've been looking. Haven't made a commitment yet, but Lord knows I do love his stuff. And happy Canada Day, according to Terry. In honor of Canada Day. What's up, YJ? What's up, Charles? What's up, William? Strat, Tom, Ian's Guitar, Trolls, Fred, Double R, Retro Puffer, Deanna, I do really like this guitar. Oh, jeez. Doesn't look right. Hold on. Should be able to fix that pretty quickly. No, it was just working a second ago. There we go. How dare you? Luckily, I have software that can fix it instantly with a click. Clicking, and it works in anything. It like overrides whatever. What happened? What feels like happened is OBS overrode. There was an overriding. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Zach? Vimps, Coots, Yeti Matzi, Frank, Canada is slowly poisoning us. Yes. Yeah. But we didn't have it too bad here today. We haven't had it quite as bad as we had it recently, but it seems to be coming back down. They don't think it's really going to maybe kick it maybe until winter. Could be the summer of smoke, smoky summer. The particular model, I think this is an R. I think is it RGC? Right, because it's a custom shop. It's J Custom. 2011Z. This is one of 54 total models made for that year. They try to make it sound like it's limited, but you know, as long as you're willing to order one, they were making them. But they made 54 of these. Nine in this color, 9 in the red, 9 in the black, 9 in the blue, and 9 in the purple. And then they had like a violin sunburst, antique sunburst, which they did 18. And if you add all those up, you get 54 total models for 2011. And then 2012, they did it all over again, and then it became sort of a standard model. You should see the tchotchkes that come in that case. Oh, it's an unboxing experience. Exactly 9. They had 9. Did they list the model number on this? They have the serial number. It says titanium neck. But I don't think they list the serial number, but not the model number. Oh yeah. It's an infinite A top. How many A's? Infinity. Plus 1. And then of course they have like the crazy, I don't even know if you can see that. You know, it's got the flame binding. It's flames everywhere. It's all flames these days. So this is a type of guitar that had a ridiculously high MSRP. I'm pretty sure, you know, the MSRP on this guitar was $4,667.67. And but dealers were selling them for like pretty much like $31.99 if they could get it. A lot of them were just getting straight up $29.99. Some were trying to upcharge, you know, and get, you know, for I don't know for what, I have no idea, but they, you know, they're trying to upcharge a little bit, but around $3,000. That's pretty much what they went for. Right, the last owner could not let it go. It came in. Yeah, that's why it was so cheap. The guy who had it before me couldn't make his mind up whether he wanted to keep it, and he kept selling it to Guitar Center and buying it back. Like, he took a lot of the, you know, the inflation out of the price. It's like it kept going down as he kept buying it and selling it to himself. Like, it was a bizarre story. You know, the guy came in, he bought it, had it for like a year, and then brought it back in and said, or he had it for like 7 months and was like, I don't know, maybe he needed the money. And he either traded it in or he sold it. And it sat in there for like a year because it's very expensive. He wound up coming back in and buying it again. And then he wound up coming in and selling it back to them again pretty quickly. Maybe, you know, like a year later. And then he came back in like 6 months later and said, I miss it. I really want it. And he buys it again. And that was it. That was in like 2013, 2014. And then they don't hear him again for like 6 years. And then he showed back up and sold it back to them. And that was in, I think 2019. That's when I got it. But by then, you know, it was, you know, under 1,500. Just cheap. Local store has RG 770 reissue in the metallic blue. 750 isn't a bad price if it's the 770, you know, with the shark tooth inlay. But it's the new one. It's a reissue. I don't remember them reissuing the 7 series. Guitar Center markdown after every trip. No, but it's like, it becomes a little ridiculous because, you know, both parties know what he bought it for and what it sold for. Right? You're doing a little dance and it keeps coming down like a few hundy. The next thing you know, this guy's taking a bath. If they're selling it to me for, you know, $14.99, they probably paid $1,000 for it. 1,200 tops. Just the standard, what do they call that? The Edge Zero trim. So it's it's got a little bit of like what do I say, like stabilizer built into it, so it doesn't warble. I have to say I do like it a lot. You notice it. It's way steady compared to, you know, other. Yeah, of course you have the fine tuners on the tailpiece, because like any Floyd Rose based, you know, it's locked. You gotta lock you're locked up here and locked down there, kid. Total locking system. It's basically a Floyd Rose. I don't think they have to say licensed by Floyd Rose anymore. I doubt it does, because they don't have to. I'm pretty sure the patent has officially, finally run out. Yeah, J Custom. It is. This is their custom shop. It's all custom shop these days. Custom shop or bust, bro. Somebody that red SG? I don't have a red SG. The Boya and Zeke I gave away. Speaker was with me. We gave it away to a friend, mutual friend, and that's the only SG I have. Other than the black one, which isn't for sale. I'll let you know if something's for sale. Wasn't the patent on the locking too? That's why Kaler had locks behind the nut. Yeah, the concept of the nut being a lock was owned by Floyd Rose. So if you had anyone but Floyd Rose had to put theirs behind the nut. The nut couldn't be the lock. The nut functioning as the lock was locked up. feel like I'm out. That feels pretty good. There you go. ESP and Schecter's are owned by the same guy? Really? Is Schecter a brand under the ESP brand? I thought... Yeah, good point, Darren. Did Phil have a show yesterday? No, he didn't. Wait, hold on. Did Phil have a show? No. Shame. Did Tone King have a show? No. Shame. Did RJ have a show this morning? No. Like they're taking the weekend off. Shame. It's the 1st of July, bro. And it wasn't even July yesterday. I mean, come on. Shame. Bill's been on vacation. Well, all right, I'll give him a break. Nobody else. The heck, it's a holiday weekend. Oh, it's a holiday weekend. Yeah, I'm the only one crazy enough to actually show up. I actually spent a long time today working on a new product. God, it's a bit complicated, and it requires a lot of setup and an overhead cam. And boy, it's just a big pain in the ass to shoot. Especially when you shoot some of it and you go, oh wait, I didn't press record on this one item. Oh yeah, Tone King's gonna do it tonight? Alright, he can redeem himself. It's a Tone King redemption. Exactly, forget to hit record. Exactly, Gearfest, Schmearfest, get to work! Exactly. How do you unshame? You never can. You can never unring that bell. That's the shame will live in infamy forever. Sorry, bro. Sometimes we send the guilty to prison. It happens. As long as it ain't me, am I right? Not even with a bonus show. I know. I did a bonus show last week, didn't I? And I think last week, geez, I was killing it last week. I did a show. I did a Up Late, right? Didn't I? Last week? Did I dream that? Or were you there? And I did a members only show where I broke out all the forbidden guitars. I'm just saying. I got the work ethic of a guy willing to sit in a chair in front of a camera with a coffee for a while. It's the world's smallest applause. The forbidden donut. Oh, that's a great episode. Forbidden donut. Don't eat, right? Got a little sign on it. Pulls the sign out of the way. Ah! Right, got a post-it note on it. Don't eat. Do not eat. Forbidden donut. Do not eat. You had to understand. You changed your username from Jablonski. I know, what the hell was that? Speaker's much better. Speaker lives on in infamy. The best part of that whole thing was that right the second after he said, "Is that for my speaker?" we both like looked at each other. Like, I'm pretty sure we were cracking up, like, right in front of him. Like, what? What are you? And I don't even, right over his head. Right, oh my God. Like a goddamn friggin' jet fighter. Oh, God. That's good times in the store. Yeah, God, we used to get people in. The craziest friggin' people. You know, just weird. And then you're looking back, you know, now that you're older, you realize just the sheer amount of friggin' mental illness there is out there. And just how people just get set off by like the littlest things. They're just really not fit to interact in society. And yet here they are in the store trying to buy something. And they have no idea like how to interact with people. And sometimes you just give up, right? You put on a happy face for a little bit. But Speak will tell you, I don't bear fools gladly. And after a little bit, I'm just like, done. It never got too bad. Never too vicious, but, you know. Yeah, we had this one guy used to come in. Again, a little mental illness. We had this one dude who used to come in, and Irish guy, and real strong Irish brogue. And he needed some piece of music. And of course, you know, we had two stores. So you look in the store shelf and you don't have it, but you might have it at the other store. You don't know. So I said, oh, you know what? Let me just call down to the other store. They actually have a larger sheet music selection. Let me just see if they happen to have it on the shelf. He said, all right. So I called the other store. Hey, you got this book he's looking for? When they get back on the line. And they go, yeah, we got it. I said, oh, great. I'll let them know. Hey, dude, we got that. Yeah, we got it. We got it down in Dedham. Now, you want to... You want to drive down there and pick it up, or you want to have it brought up here? And he goes, me. Drive to Dedham. Fuck that! And I was like, so you want it brought up here? What? How did we go from that to that? And like, mental illness. Yeah. Well, give me your number. We'll call you when it's up here. Okay. And, yeah, I guess, Dedham was his trigger word. What is wrong with you? All you had to do is say, I don't want to drive to Dedham, just have it sent up here. Okay, we'll call you. Give me your number. We'll call you when it's in. But he freaks out. Me? Drive to Dedham? Now, mind you, the Dedham store is practically on the same goddamn street. About 5 miles in one direction. He'd be there in about 15 minutes. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that dude. We used to have this other dude who used to come in. Oh my God, just one of those dudes who just like never can stop talking. I know this, everything about this, the way it is, blah, 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 blah. And he shows up one day with something, he's trying to return it. And I'm like, yeah, we don't do cash refunds, bro. And he goes, hey, I don't want cash. I want it you can pay me in a check. I go, there's no refunds, period. You get a store credit. That's the best you can do. Money's a one-way street in the store. And the boss showed up, and he's like, yeah, I need my money back. And they're like, yeah, it's not going to happen. And he's all like, yeah, well, you're going to go to court. I'm going to go to court. We're all going to go to court. That's where it's all going to happen. Everybody's going to court and all this stuff. And they're like, whatever. You think you're the first one to do that? We win every single time. It's posted right here in front of the register. And we can set, under Massachusetts law, our own return policy. So try and fail. We'll probably claim for, our legal fees. And it's like, that was the end of that. Never heard from him again. I was glad to get rid of him, too. God, that dude was a maniac. We had a couple dudes like that. One dude came in, and he's just one of those dudes who just completely overestimates his own abilities, right? He's completely delusional about, where he's at. And this repeats. This shows up again, right? This story repeats itself in a completely different area. So, hold on. Guy's a maniac. He comes in, I'm going to do, video work. We're going to shoot like this. He brings in, this, girl who's going to, dance around and all this stuff. And I'm telling the guys, I'm like, this is ridiculous. What are you doing? I'm going to do some video work. And meanwhile, they order him a brand new, this is brand new for Gibson. Gibson's bought by, right, in 86. This is probably 88, 87, 88, around there. And he's getting a Gibson 59 Historic, like a $5,500 guitar back then, right? So $5,800 for this freaking guitar, okay, in the late 80s. So we get the guitar, and I can't believe it. My boss lets him take the guitar without really much down. And so my my bosses, they get to something, and it comes up like, this dude's expecting like, yeah, remember that video shot for you? You're going to pay me with this Les Paul. And they were like, no, we're not. And I could tell my boss was like freaking out, like, I got to get that guitar back in here, like, now. And to his luck, the dude actually did bring the guitar back in. And basically because Mark was like, listen, we never agreed to that, and there's no way I'm paying you $5,800 for that friggin' video work. You know, we don't know what's going on with that. And it got ugly between them, but the dude did bring the guitar back. And I don't know what they worked out to pay him for the video work, but it was never worth what he was saying. Not even close. It was just a nightmare. Cut to, it's either the summer of 1990 or the summer of 91. I forget which one it was. Might be 90. And I'm all hot to get a new camera. All right. I have a Nikon F3, which is a really nice camera, but it's got some items that are wrong on it. It's got a cracked eyepiece, and the timer isn't working correctly. There's a problem with like the timer, and I bring it to one of the few places that can actually fix that. This guy in Boston on Dry Dock Ave. And he's in a big, like, factory-style building, right, on Dry Dock Ave in South Boston. And one half of it is an enormous camera seller, right? They sell lenses and cameras and everything. And he's on the other side of the floor, like out in the front in another room, and he's the repair shop. And they're two completely, they're independent of each other. But it's not a bad idea to have a repair shop in the same place as a camera shop. So I bring the Nikon in and get it fixed. They fix it for like $45. It was pretty cheap. He fixed the spring and got that going. And basically said I wouldn't worry about the lens, that the optics are fine, and that replacing it wouldn't be worth it to open it up and try and replace that little lens. He's like, just leave it. He goes, it's off the edge. He goes, it's not down the middle anyway. It's way off to the edge. He's like, I wouldn't touch it. And I was like, okay, good. So I get all bit with the bug to get a new camera. And I'm looking at, I'm going to switch platforms. I'm on Nikon, but Nikon is doing a bunch of legacy stuff with motors to make their new autofocus stuff work. That's the whole new thing, is autofocus. Right before that, it was all manual focus. This is a new thing called autofocus. Canon completely abandons their legacy, gives them an enormous middle finger, and starts with a whole new electronic system, to one that they use to this day. They never, right? So give them credit. They bit the bullet, and they said, from here on out, we're just switching to a whole new electronic system that has, instead of a mechanical attachment, it's all just an electrical attachment. And I wind up switching to Canon. So I get a whole new Canon system, and this thing is friggin' unbelievable. God, it's like a goddamn computer in there compared to my old system. I get an EOS, system. And, you're bitten with the bug. You want to go back in there. So I think I'm back in there to get a lens, right? Figure I'll go back in there, buy a lens, new lens for it. Because I don't have anything that's going to work with it. All my Canon lenses don't work with it, right? Because, like I said, they extended a huge middle finger to prior Canon owners and said, it's a new system, bro. And so I'm back in there to get a lens, and who is in there but that dude? And he's got some glass. He's trying to sell them. He's got some, I want to say, some Leica, right? He's got, I think, 1 or 2 pieces of Leica glass, right? And he's talking. I'm there, and he shows up. I'm like, oh my god, hey, what's up, man? Like, you're into photography? Oh, I've been in photography. Oh, I'm a pro. I'm okay. Go on. Oh, go on. And so he goes through this whole thing, and he gives that lens to like the dude for evaluation. And the guy's like, this lens is really rough. And this dude is like losing his shit. He's like, no, it isn't. It's like, really? No, you don't know what you're talking about, dude. He's like, no, I can tell right now. I'm looking at it right now, and I can just see this glass has problems. You know, you've got specks, you've got dust specks in there, you've got what seems to be scratches on both ends, you know, and all this stuff. And just absolutely, yeah, was it Levine's, E.P. Levine's? Yeah, E.P. Levine, right? And God, yeah, so you're all hooked up. You're getting magazines, right? You're buying every friggin' photography magazine. Camera shopper, along with computer shopper, of course. You know, big giant tomes. And he's in there, and man, like a microcosm of what happened in the music stores, what's happening in the floor of E.P. Levine's. Right? He's arguing about how awesome his lens is, and this guy's going, no, it isn't. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, no. Yeah. Well, that's a hard, we'll give you $10. And he's like, this lens worth $400. And they're like, yeah, I don't think so. Oh, God, that dude. Oh, the times. Oh, the times. Did you see the new, let me see if I can call it up here. Did you see the new EVH? I kind of like them. I gotta say, I thought they looked good. I think, God, jeez, get out of here with you. They can't help themselves. Yeah, that's it right there. The new MIJ Wolfgang SIG. You saw it in the thumbnail. They have it in the black and the white. I might kind of like the white. The white's gloss. The black is satin. You know, that black does look good, though. I have to admit, it's like MIJ. I don't know what are they selling for. $2,000? Is $26.99? Is that the street price or is that the list price? You know, like $19.99. If that's street, that's up there. Like $1,000 less than custom. I do like the switcheroo there. But if that's $26.99, it's a little crazy. Let's wait for it on the used market. I'll show up for $1,000 less. Good looking guitar though, and I do like the temporary switch. Someone else had something going on. Yeah, TC Electronic. I don't know if they're showing it here, but they've got a new set of pedals out. I saw. They should products. It would be nice if they just had a nice little. EVH did it right. That the second you popped on, oh, there they are. See that's what you need. I mean, come on. Jesus, don't make me hunt for your brand new content. I mean, come on. What the hell is this? What am I looking at here? You'll poke your eye out, kid. So you got a Combo 65, original tube amp, legendary reverb. You got the Jims 45. It's a Jimi Hendrix style amp pedal. And you've got a DC-30. It sounds like a Vox. These are all preamps, huh? Preamp. Interesting. You run that straight into the front of the house, or you still got to go? You probably still have to go through a cab. And maybe... So it's a preamp pedal to go before a double preamps. It feels like too much. There's like too many preamps. Yeah, that looks like a straight up amp. Right? You know, what with the bass in the middle and the treble and all. Yeah. Classic. Yeah. Oh. Exactly. You can get a kill switch for $36. If the $2,600 feels like a bit of a markup. Oh my God, Gary Damlin, that is a good point. I got that same email. I meant to mention that. Thank you for reminding me, Gary Damlin. THU Premium is 45% off right now if you like these tones. I would avail yourself to their price at $169. I like that 69. Aljon thinks the pedals seem pretty cool. Yeah, that's very diplomatic of you. You know, you're very kind. Kill him with kindness, Aljon. Yeah. I mean, this one might be cool. Dedicated outputs for DI and headphones. Okay, so if it's got a dedicated DI out and it's got a Celestion Cab Sim IR in it, that could be interested in checking out. I would probably like it better to just run it as a straight preamp and use one of the IRs, you know, and THU. THU has some pretty friggin' awesome Marshall Cab friggin' DIs, you know, IRs. I'd love to hear it straight into like THU. With a little, you know, little reverb, little delay. You know, with a nice little IR cab, little Marshall. It could be good. I'm just saying it could be. Steve, where did you learn your chops, bro? Mostly in my bedroom. Aljon says, I did plunk the money for a Blackstar Amped 2. Simple and nice. Look at you. Let's look that up. Blackstar Amped 2. Black. Yeah, there it is. Blackstar Amped 2. It's taking a second to get here. There it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice. We got a drive and a modulation section, delay section, a full amp, like, you know, preamp section. Oh, yeah. Look at that. You can set the power and the response. That's nice. Get your reverb, your room, your spring, your plate. Yeah, Aljon, does it do presets, or is it? It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's like modular. So in other words, drive, mod. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I see a screen. It could do presets. Maybe. Maybe. Drop a modulation. I don't think THU outdoes McCrocken's Polychrome. I'd have to take a look at it. I'll bet McCrocken's Polychrome doesn't have like 10% of what they offer on THU. And then, did you see it was Polychrome? Usually what it is it's like 1 or 2 amps. Maybe 3. Yeah, like, 4 amps, right? An EQ. Looks like a compressor, an octaver, and then a bunch of chains and reverbs and delays. But I mean, compared to what you get from THU, and right now THU is only $20 more. It's not even close. I'm sure it sounds good, but so does THU, and you get a lot more for the money. Did you ditch your Kemper, Aljon? It's kind of like those neural packages. I was talking about it with a buddy of mine. It's like, usually either they're loaded. THU is the rare one where it's loaded and they sound good. Usually they're loaded and they sound like guitar rig and amplitude. Or you get like 3 amps and 3 pedals and 3 cabs and they sound awesome, like Neural DSP. There's a few of them out there. Or they're some sort of a profile like IK Multimedia just put one out. I can't think of the name of it. But, Tonex. Everybody's got an angle. What's up, Ken Solo? I can still feel that on my arm a little bit. It's way better. It's way better than where it was, but from last week. Last week it was friggin' hurting. But I can still feel it a little bit. It's just that bend. Yeah, THU has a rig player, which is basically like Tonex. In fact, that's from a rig. Say that. No, I'm off. That's what happens when you do 24 frets. You're off by a stab. His solos are so hard. Damn, my coffee. What the hell's my coffee? So yeah, summer showed up. That sucks. It's been hot and muggy all week. I haven't done shit on the trailer. It's too hot. I can't take it. You watch, the dew point won't drop below 60 for like another 10 weeks. They love the color of that. So do I. It's a, it's like that awesome lifesaver cherry, you know. Plus the top has all the A's. I mowed the lawn the other day, trimmed bushes today. Sure, it was soaked within 50 minutes. Yeah, pretty much, right? Because the sweat can go nowhere because it's so friggin' moist out. So it's super hot in Texas. I know. I got Texas friends that have been telling me you guys are on, you're on fire. Yeah, Ludens. One of your ACs keeps tripping a breaker. It's miserable. Yeah, I hate when that. We used to have that when we had all the ACs. Now we have the central air. I will say, my central air is running so friggin' good. It is not run this quiet. All right. We're probably back. Probably. There it goes. Hold on. Yeah, there's something going on with this system. No, there's something up. I think I'll do another memory test. It's all happened since I've added that memory to this. I will pull that memory out and see if that makes a difference. I changed it from 16 to 32 gigs, and ever since I've done that, it's been unstable. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket genius. Doesn't take a rocket janitor to figure out that it's most likely that RAM. And like I said, it did fail a RAM test. I reseated it, and I said, well, that's it. You know, once I reseated it, and I did a bunch of RAM tests, and they passed, I said, well, there it is. It's fine. But I'll bet if I ran the RAM test again, it's going to fail. Something's up. It is DDR4. I wonder if it's I'm running it at XMP2. Maybe it just can't handle the XMP2. I'll turn the XMP off, but you know, the XMP profile works. I mean, it wouldn't boot if it didn't. But maybe it's pushing it a little too hard. Maybe there's not enough voltage for that profile. I don't know. Exactly, it's all ball bearings. You check the RAM. Hold on, you have to get past the heart emoji that's on the side of this friggin' thing now. Can I move that? I don't think I can. Sure the RAM is okay with your chipset. Oh yeah. So the first pair ran fine forever. I just added a second pair of literally the identical RAM. Right, the identical RAM. So, right, just went back to my prior order and just ordered another set because I had 2 open slots. So I ordered the second set, and ever since I put that second set in, they no like each other. You know, if I pull that out and it stops, you know, I could go check the event log right now. I'll bet it, right? I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to check the event viewer. Hold on to your butts. Let's see. Windows logs. System. What the hell happened? Debug? Error on distributed COM? Bug check. Right there. The computer has rebooted from a bug check. This is the identical problem that I was having before. That tells me bad RAM. These other errors are just... that's telling me what it rebooted from. When's that last boot sec? So that's at 7:54. Prior reboot is at 7:02. So anything after that is the kernel boot, right? It's 7:54. Yeah, right there. Yeah, starting with event ID 16. Yeah. There you go. Here's the HAL, the hardware abstraction layer. And, right, shutdown has been unexpected, blah, blah, blah. A dump file has been generated. A critical error has happened without properly shutting down first. All your standard warnings. Yeah, so a bug check tells me that that's a bad RAM. That's bad RAM. Sorry, Al. I cannot do that. So speaking of movies, I finally got my I got the 4K, the apps going on the smart TV. I never turned that crap on, but I did. I turned it on. So I got it going, and we have, unbeknownst to me, apparently we have subscriptions to Disney Plus, Prime Video, HBO Max, Netflix, and Hulu. And so I've been going on and checking it out. I will say that Disney Plus and HBO do a pretty good job with the 4K. It looks pretty damn stunning, right? With the HDR vision and all that crap. It's pretty awesome. What sucks is sometimes, like, and I shake my head because I can't believe that it's like this, but like even HBO, they have Predator. I think it's HBO that has it. And when they play it, it doesn't play at 24 frames a second. It plays at 60 frames a second, and it looks like a goddamn soap opera. It is like it's almost like a laughable recreation. You can't believe how bad that looks when something gets, and it's not, at first I thought it was the TV, because, a lot of times when you go something new, like when you start a new service, the TV puts like, our special HDR ProMotion on it. I don't want your stupid ProMotion. You're ruining it. Don't do that. I want all of that turned off. But it was all turned off. And other content looked perfect, looked film-like, looked real. Like a film, like 24 frames a second. Like, all you have to do is, why don't they run 60 frames a second? Why do they do 24 and make it look blurry? Well, run your hand in front of your face and see how that looks. See how blurry, seriously, people. Put your finger like this and see if you're watching it and it looks like it would on 60 frames a second. It doesn't. 60 frames a second doesn't look like real life. It looks like ridiculousness. So you got to do 24 frames a second if you want it to look like things look in real freaking life. Things are blurry when they move. That's just how we see. So it's really annoying, and I really notice it when they upscale that shit, right? And they fill in all those frames with their special motion filler friggin' AI shit. It looks terrible. I mean, like I said, it almost looks like you're watching a video game of Predator and not Predator, right? It's so bad. It's like it goes from a film to like someone's backyard video, just like that. And the super contrast makes it even worse because they don't really tune it. Like, one thing I'll say is, like, if you watch like Harry Potter, it looks stunning, right? If you watch what's another one? They have Edge of Tomorrow up there. Looks stunning. There was another one up there. Like some of the Hobbit movies and stuff, they look amazing because they really work that HDR like just right. It really does look perfect. Disney the same way, right? But some of them, man, it's just all friggin' upscaled. It looks horrible. They take the film look of it, like, right away, and it looks friggin' awful. And so, the other thing that sucks is that, you're paying for friggin' Hulu, and you're still running ads. What? I'd rather just record it on my DVR, and then I can skip over the ads. It's like, it's impossible to skip the ads, on Hulu when it's on a friggin' streaming service. So, I won't be watching too much TV on there. You can almost see that that's where this is all going. At first, it'll be like a streaming service, but eventually it'll be a streaming service with ads and a premium service to like reduce or eliminate, or maybe eliminate the ads. Then there'll never be an ad-free. It'll all just be a reduction of ads for the premium one, and then more ads than you could possibly think of. Right now, if you watched, let's just pick a movie, Predator, Harry Potter, any pretty long-form movie, any Pixar movie like, Toy Story or, The Incredibles. Most of those presentations, when they go to a break, it is a 5-minute break at every turn. Everyone, because when I click on my Fios 1, it moves ahead by 30 seconds. It is 10 clicks, sometimes 12 clicks, 5 to 6 minutes to get through every single commercial break. They turn 2.5-hour movies into 3.5-hour movies. They turn, 3-hour movies into 4-hour and 15-minute movies. It's like, it's insane the amount of friggin' ads that are run now. And baseball games, have you noticed that? So it used to be that, strike three, struck him out. And they show the pitcher, like walking off the mound, walking back, maybe waving to the crowd, maybe something, or somebody getting out of a jam, and the other, you're the away team, you're getting out of a jam, and now you're walking off like, yes, and not to cheers, but you're getting that walk off. That is gone. Strike three, boom, the new Toyota. Boom, it is instant. It is so amazing how fast they can kick that friggin' ad in. Like, boom, gone. And I swear they squeeze 4 in before the next pitcher's ready to throw a ball. It's insane. Oh my God, that is good. That is good coffee. Yeah, that's true. Baseball has cut the game time down, so maybe they have to do that to squeeze in enough ads to make it. That you could be right. It could be a pure revenue thing, where now that the game is shorter. But they also now, on the back of the mound, there seems to be a small billboard, a digital billboard on the back of the mound. And the score, they tried this out once, and the backlash was so great they took it away the very next game. But now it's there to stay. And that is the score box up in the corner of the broadcast now has a permanent ad running. Now it's the Amica scoreboard. And you'll always see Amica Insurance up there. The thing is that it used to be way more commercial too, because they didn't really have a ton of money. So when people look at Fenway Park and they look at the quote unquote the Green Monster, they're like, why did they put that there? That was a billboard that was covered in ads when it first went up, absolutely plastered in ads from one side to the other, and then they sold space on it for years. And then what happened was that completely went away, right? The game, either they couldn't get advertisers, so they didn't like it any longer, and they just wanted to keep it just plain. And then they sort of brought it back. And then there was more ads on there. I remember seeing probably Liberty Mutual and I want to say Sapient, right? Which is a big advertising agency in Boston. Probably like Prudential or something like that. There's a bunch that they would buy a spot on there. I've heard that they want to turn that into way more of a billboard now. Again, it's come full circle. We need money. Exactly, smoke Chesterfields. Winston takes good like a cigarette should. So, I think it's HBO. I forget if it's HBO or Disney Plus, but one of them has, it could be, I think it's HBO Max. They have all the Flintstones and all the Warner Brothers, right? Everything by Flintstones and Warner Brothers. And it's interesting to see the first year of the Flintstones. The first episode, season 1, episode 1, is the Flintstone Flyer, right? When Barney invents it looks like an upside down egg beater, and he invents a little man powered, foot and hand powered little helicopter. And of course, Fred immediately takes credit and deems it the Flintstone Flyer. Right? And first he tells him to quiet down, but then that episode is, I think, 26 minutes. Goes to show you. Right? 26 minutes? Please. You'll be lucky if you can get a show at 22 minutes now. If you look at, some of them are 27 minutes. There's some of those old shows that are 28 minutes out of 30. It's a 30-minute show. They have 2 minutes of commercials, or 3 minutes, right? 4 minutes was what they allocated for that show. 4 minutes of commercials for the entire 30-minute block. By the time you get to The Simpsons, 1990, and I think even Scooby-Doo, I think The Simpsons are 24 minutes, almost all of the episodes. And I want to say Scooby-Doo, they were ahead of their time, 22 minutes. 22 minutes for most of those Simpson episodes. I mean, Scooby-Doo episodes. Simpsons were at 24. And, what's the rest? It's ads. What you realize now is that for The Simpsons, they've got it down to, it feels like 18 minutes, maybe 20 minutes tops. And I see them cut gags out of The Simpsons all the time, because if you watch The Simpsons enough, like I did in the early 90s, you kind of know the episodes by heart when they used to play the entire episode. And I used to videotape them, watch them back. I knew them. And then you see them now and you realize, oh, wait, they cut a gag out. They could, they're shaving seconds off here, shaving a second off of this, shaving a second off there. Yeah, cutting time out to fit more ads in. Oh yeah, Tubi has the Flintstones too. Yeah, with the Winston commercials on there. Yeah, and the Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who who has so Gilligan's Island was CBS, so that's probably on Paramount Plus, right? Who owns CBS content? Paramount, right? Disney owns ABC, right? It'd be Peacock that would own most of NBC, and Paramount Plus that would own. But Peacock blows. Have you read their stuff? For $4.99, it's full blown ads. It's all ads. It's ad supported. Like, what the hell is that? And for like $9.99, it's reduced ads, but they can't guarantee no ads because they've cut content deals with people and they may have to play the ad. It's like, oh, come on. The hell's wrong? The hell is wrong with you? And I think Paramount Plus, I don't know if they're ad free either. They might have an ad supported, friggin'. The thing is none of them can quit ads. It's too much money. Right? How much did you make from subscriptions? 800 million. How much did you make from ads? 2 billion. Oh, wow. I know almost nothing is ad-free. I heard YouTube is going to crack down on ad blockers. To try and sell premium. Yeah, I know nothing's ad-free unless you're spinning a DVD or Bluetooth. Yeah, Hulu's cracking down on blockers too. Yeah, Pandora finally did. Yeah, it's our own fault if people don't buy the advertised goods. The problem will go away. All right? Didn't The Simpsons solve that? Just don't look. Just don't look. Right? The advertising takes over, and they do a jingle. Right? If the advertising's right there, just don't look. Just don't look. So what are you going to push? Pall Mall, Salem? No way. Newport, bro. The skankiest cigarette out there. The Newport. Marlboro 100s. Lucky Strike. Cools, yeah. Yeah, you could be right. Cools. What was that? There was one that came out. God, I can't think of the name. They had like a real upscale box, black box. Probably made by Marlboro. Oh yeah, Salem. I used to get my mother Tarrington 100s. They're out of Tarringtons, Winston's. Players? Yeah, you could be right. Was it Players? You might be right. Players. In the black box? Yeah, Camels and Lucky Strike was, that's what your grandparents smoked. You roll your own. That seems to be a thing in Europe way more than America. I saw a lot more people that rolled their own cigarettes in Europe. I saw a lot more people smoking in Europe than smoking in America. It's not even close. America used to, like in the 70s, everybody smoked. I mean, freaking everybody. It was like everywhere. There were ashtrays in friggin' elevators. There were ashtrays on the back seat of the airplane seat in front of you. People smoked in airplanes. It was smoked everywhere. You know, supermarkets, everywhere. And eventually, places became non-smoking in the 80s. Got a crackdown, but what really changed, the thing that really did it, was states started taxing the shit out of them. Drove the cost of a pack of cigarettes from $2 to literally $15. $16 per pack. And you know what? People start to say, yeah, maybe I'm not that into it. Right? And that did it. That was the final straw. And they had a bunch of anti-smoking ads for a while, but I would say smoking is way down in America. Way. I mean, maybe it's just my neck of the woods up here in the Northeast, but compared to where it was, 40 years ago, please, it is not even close to where it was. Planes had smoking sections. I took a plane in 1974. The whole plane was a smoking section. Smoking sections didn't come until the late 70s, where they decided to start to cordon people up. I used to go to restaurants that had smoking sections. You want smoking or non-smoking? That was a whole thing. And God forbid you were next to the smoking section. That sucked. Stop smoking, went back out at 275. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Pot smoking probably is up with the, with the legalization and all. International flights still had smoking when the U.S. banned it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they did. Let's see if we can get through the rest of this without a reboot. Yeah, that's like when you would go to a concert. So you could go to a concert and smoke a joint at a concert because everybody was smoking cigarettes. People smoked in concerts like crazy. Well, it just sort of mixed in, but now you couldn't. You'd stick out. I can't suggest from going to a bowling alley. Yeah, God, they used to smoke in the bowling alley like crazy. Holy shit, we used to go to Empire Lanes down in Hyde Park. And man, they just smoked nonstop in that place. That was pretty much smoking and drinking. Any BIOS updates for it? I don't think so. I did do a BIOS update on it recently, and they have a beta version up, but I don't like to install beta versions. And the beta version is supposed to fix a language issue. Now, they probably had a typo somewhere. So that's why it's beta, because it doesn't really do much other than fix a typo. So it'll be the holder until they get real changes. What they'll wait for is the next iteration of the AMD code, and then they'll pump that on there. Yeah, vaping. Well, vaping wasn't a thing. Never heard of vaping until 15 years ago. You remember Empire Lanes? Yeah, oh yeah, God. So did you see John Mayer and what's his name there? Ed Sheeran. He's playing here Friday, but his opening act got in a car accident, and they have minor injuries, but enough injuries to prevent them from appearing for the show. And John Mayer was just in town with the Dead, and so he hung around and just came out and opened for Ed Sheeran. So if you went to the Ed Sheeran show on Friday night, the opening act was John Mayer. It's a pretty good double bill. He went out and just did a straight up acoustic set. Sheeran dropped doing the solo acoustic thing and had like a full band. He wanted to do something completely different from like pretty much what he's done his last bunch of tours. So out comes John Mayer with just a solo guitar. He just says, because he doesn't have a band with him, he just does solo versions. So he does a bunch of tunes, maybe 8 tunes, right? And then all the big hits, Slow Dancing and Gravity, and One Up the New Record. He nails it. And then he comes back out later and does that song, thinking about that, right, that big Ed Sheeran song, can remember the melody, I never remember the lyrics. Anyway, he came out and played on that song, Thinking Out Loud, right? So you got what's his name out at the same time. So you had double. There's all kinds of video running around. John Mayer is an amazing musician. I don't understand the hate for that guy on some of the forums, but you gotta, to some degree, it's got to be rooted in a little jealousy. But it's just it feels weird. The guy's a phenomenal player and singer, I thought when the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge came around, he was nominated by Jason Becker, and not only did he do the challenge, he grabbed, I forget if it was an acoustic or an electric, and played a little bit of one of Jason Becker's songs. And Jason Becker was like, "Oh my God, you played one of my songs!" Couldn't believe it. I was saying, John Mayer, he seemed like a pretty good guy. Didn't seem like a dick. He probably a little bit maybe with the women. He seems like maybe a bit of a cad, but he seemed pretty stand up at that moment. You got a fireworks show around the corner, which you play on the PV Bandit that can be heard around the world. I don't know. What do you think? You couldn't go wrong with something like that. I got to add the delays, of course. What else could you do? I'm trying to think of fireworks songs. You watch his teacher Tomo every once in a while, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Green Meanie's at the right one. Star Spangled Banner. Why not that? Yeah, play EVH on Fire. Fireworks by Katy Perry. It's actually a pretty good song. Probably took a friggin' team of writers to friggin' write it. Skyrockets in Flight, Afternoon Delight. There you go. Yeah, for those about to rock. There you go. What is it? Yeah, B. Starts at B. Yeah, or Fire by Hendrix. Yeah, you could always do that. Oh, yeah. You make me so happy. I can make you so happy. When I was 15, I got not hired, but this band of much older kids in their 20s tried me out because they were so desperate for another guitar player. And that was the song we did. We did Jump Into the Fire. And the drummer was the singer. Wah, wah. Experience with a Master Effects pedal, thinking about getting a Pupper Master EQ. I have not really. Like an EQ to run through the effects loop or to run at the end of the signal chain? Right before the plug into the front of the amp, right before the preamp? Or is it a studio thing you're looking at? Yeah, the loop. Yeah. I don't have a ton of experience with it. My gut tells me that just the GE7 by Boss is a pretty damn good pedal, right? Their graphic EQ. But you got to be careful, though. That thing can get noisy when you start to pump the gain on it. You'd be better off to go to, I would go and check a few different graphic EQs on Sweetwater and on, Amazon or whatever, and check the reviews. See what people who bought them think. Because what you find out is you get it, and they're like, man, it was super noisy. It increased. No, it was great for the EQ, but it increased my noise considerably. And that's what you want to avoid. You're trying to get, if you can, an EQ that's not going to be too hissy, which is tricky. And you're pretty much at the end. You're at the end of the signal chain through there. So if you're going to do a gate, and it's generating its own noise, you almost need a gate between that and the friggin' power amp. Right? Gets a little tricky. Exactly. Now you need a pedal for the noise. Exactly. Good to see you, James. It's a pretty good riff. That low E. I got a kitty. I got a kitty butt, and she can't sit next to my chair well, because I'm gonna roll over your butt tail. Alright, chair whale, butt tail. Oh, forgot how much I like this guitar. You got it ran into Montreal. We've been in nothing but we haven't. It was dry today, and they're saying it's going to be dry again tomorrow, and then Sunday rain. Is it? I feel like. I feel like it's either that or I feel like it's that. Yeah, man, do. I got the cat. Steve, no monkey grip. This is a J Custom. You know those guitars that are like custom guitars? That's Custom Shop, bro. All made by hand. Made by the tiny, delicate hands of a Japanese craftsman. Wango Z Tango, I know. Right? That's actually way up there. And what's really the big thing there is the bass line. And then it turns into Mystery Science Theater 3000 theme. See, if you're a technical guy, can you upload a plug-in to a harmonizer directly into TH2? No. THU is not a VST holder. It can't load other plugins. It only has its own stuff internally. You know, a way to do that would you would have to load THU in like something that's a VST holder like Reaper or Logic. And you would run them in the effects bus inside Reaper. And you'd have to run THU and then into... You couldn't put it in the middle of the chain. You'd have to put it somewhere in either the start of it or the end of it. You'd either come before it or after it. Exactly, definitely does now that you say that, right? With the club on the show, we send them cheesy, right? Wait a tango. Can you export the THU cabs? I don't think so. Like an IR? I don't think so, no. Are they finally getting rid of Cakewalk? She's got one of these. It's a wrap for like a cable. It probably fell off. Now she's got it down there. She's probably going to swallow it, and it's going to cost me $4,000. What are you doing, you gooba? What are you doing, you gooba cat? Is that a D chord? The second chord? It's E, D, A, back to D, and then E. Makes shames. Have you seen the hot dog Kramer? Yeah, but that was a while ago. That's not recent. I feel like the hot dog Kramer was from like more than a year ago. I feel like it was like 18 months ago when they started to do the graphics again. Crap, you think you're playing it wrong? A lot of people play it here. I like it down here. Especially that at the top, that nice little snap, you know. Over at the Guitar Emporium today, they remodeled and now their guitars are even more expensive. Yeah, very few shops. All the ones left are boutique other than Guitar Center. You know, places like Matt's and, Axe Palace. Though, Bobby went to Axe Palace to have some work done. And he came to me and he's like, dude, I can't get this guitar in tune. I'm like, all right, well, let me take a look at it. Let me see what's up. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, dude, did you install this nut? And he said, no, I had him do it at Axe Palace. I said, yeah, well, he didn't drill the holes. And so as he's pushing it into maple, which is super friggin' hard, right? Maple doesn't compress particularly well. You're supposed to drill a pilot hole. But the guy didn't want to drill a pilot hole, or if he did, he drilled it way too friggin' small. And you can see there's a big mound, like an ant mound at the base of the screw, right? Where it's pushing the, right? Again, that tells me the guy didn't drill the friggin' hole because that stuff has got to go somewhere. And he's got the two screws that are screwing the retainer, the tension bar, right? The string retainer bar, the string tension bar behind the nut. You can't get it low enough. And the screws are stripped. I said, yeah, because he's trying to screw this into pure maple. And he figured out, it just doesn't screw in. You can't just push maple out of the way. It's too friggin' hard, especially when it's been through a kiln. I mean, come on. Ridiculous. And so, again, it was done at Axe Palace, and he left it with me. I wound up getting the old screws out using a set of vice grips, getting the correct screws to put in to replace it. And I didn't want to touch the paint at the top because I figured it's just going to flake off, so I tried to leave that alone. But I was able to get the retainer clip to the proper height. There's only one height. If you go down too far, right, it's supposed to sit on top. If you go down too far, you'll actually make a little bubble, a little hump. And you'll still go out of tune when you press it. It'll go flat. It's got to be perfect. You got to lower it just so it just sits on top of the nut without being too low or too high, just in the right spot, right? And I did that, and I put it all back together again. And I said, I don't know what this is, but I put a caliper on these strings, and they're reading 7.8 through 40. That's an 8. That looks like 8s. Did you put 8s on this, dude? And he, hit the roof. He's like, dude, I gave them a pack of 9s and told them I want to put this on. I said, well, I actually put 9s on it. I knew you like 9s. So I put 9s on it for you. I had, with Ernie Ball, I said, I'll have Ernie Ball. Ernie Ball can contribute a set of 9s for you. So I threw the 9s on for him and got it all going. He sent me a text a couple of days later. He's like, this thing has never been better in tune. I'm like, I know, but that's Axe Palace. You would think a high-end boutique store like that would be able to know what they were doing, but clearly they didn't. And I don't know what the hell happened with the strings, but he was not happy about that. It was a stunning lack of quality for a place that, their cheapest guitar is probably $1,800. you know, and most of their guitars are in the 3,600 to 6,600 range. So I just, yeah, exactly. Hack Palace. Hacks Palace. So I'm sure their prices and their service is fine, but God, their tech work was pretty bad, at least from what I could see. He didn't want to go down to Wolf. I'm like, I hear you, because Wolf's a little tricky to get into, in the city, and Wolf, like a lot of those guys, Wolf's been doing it since the 80s. Wolf's been around since the early 80s. And, it's 40 years later. The guy's in his 60s. I mean, he's quick. He's got everything down to bing, bang, bong, bong, right? Gets everything done in like a nanosecond. So you just worry that he's not really putting the time in. Exactly. Dollar Axe Palace. I don't know where Buddy is. Probably in my son's room. Exactly, just some young kid luthiers. Yeah. They're like, how hard can it be? Well, actually, dude, there needs to be a little bit of prep. If he just had started a couple of pilot holes in there, it probably would have been fine. He could have set it to the correct height, but the dude didn't even realize it was a correct height. And if there was a correct height, he wasn't getting it because he already stripped the heads out of both of the screws. Like I say, I had to take them out using a set of vice grips. That orange amp does sound great. Listen to this thing. Uh-oh, I'm getting worried. Am I freezing here? Like you didn't need to shim it. I had to shim my Frankie without a little bit of a shim. It wasn't going to work. What really needed the shim, and it worked out great, was the Kramer Farrington. Those famously need shims. I'm not the only one to say that. You go on a lot of the sites. So I had the smallest one, which was like, I think, 1/10 of a degree or 1/4 degree. And I have the full body one from StewMac in there because it's an acoustic, And of course, it has your standard 9-screw attachment. I am not even making that up. The neck attaches to the body with 9 screws. And which was a little surprising. I'm surprised I didn't ruin the guitar because I thought I had taken all the screws out, and boy, was I wrong. But yeah. Made a huge difference in that. No freeze, I'm good. Exactly, shimmer, get off the pod. Yeah, I tell you, that's one thing I did notice is when you run that like super like LG HDR content on YouTube on the TV, it does look pretty stunning. That TV, my old TV, had a max brightness of 250 nits. That new TV has a max brightness of rated at 1500, but it's been measured at 2000 nits. It's that's pretty damn good. The hell are you doing there, Boots? Someone's a little frisky over here. What are you doing there, kitty? You know what killed the cat? Curiosity. What the hell are you doing? Get out of there. She's finding another one of these. Will you get out of there? Give me that. Get out of there. Give me that. What are you doing? You're going to hurt yourself. Am I doing a U up tonight? Probably not. I did a lot of recording today, and I'm pretty tired. Thoughts on balanced tension strings? You know, I don't know. I feel like it would feel a little weird. You do get used to the tension. I don't know that it's necessary. That's how the trans trem worked. It changed the length of the string, the overall length, so that when the strings moved, they lost their tone at a very even rate. It was pretty brilliant, actually. And the length is what balanced the tension out. Have a good one, speaker. Keep looking out for those mods. That's a smoking fire. It hasn't been bad. It was worse a couple of weeks ago. Actually, we had a little bit of yellow skies yesterday, but it's not. A few weeks ago, though, God, it was real bad. You could smell it, but it's that's gone. That's gone. All right, dudes, it's 9 p.m. I should call it a night. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Thanks to everybody for hanging out. Super extra special thanks to anyone who contributed. That's always appreciated. And of course, Brofist to my mod squad. Hashtag Brofist. Hashtag mod squad. I will be having a new video come out this week. I'm trying to get it out for Monday. Wednesday is the postponed date because I'm not going to put a video out on Tuesday because it's a big national holiday in America. So Monday I'll probably have a new video out if I can get it edited tomorrow. Get it ready for Monday, and there you go. It was a lot of fun making this video, actually. A lot of work, crazy amount of work, but a lot of fun. So there you go, and there you have it. And we'll do it all again a week from tonight. And there you go. No, you rock. And there you have it. And happy 4th of July to everybody. Have a hot dog and a hamburger on me, or a potato salad. What's a big 4th of July? Your typical 4th of July plate. I'm thinking a hot dog, a hamburger, a scoop of potato salad. You know, maybe what else could there be? That's your big three, I think. You know? Yeah, exactly. An M80, a couple M80s. Yeah, beer. There you go. Potato chips. Yeah, potato chips. That's another one. A lot of people do chips, which in America means crisps for you British people. Our chips and your chips are two different chips. And we don't even do crisps. That's crazy. It's like, you guys have a different word for everything. All right. Yeah, watermelon. There you go, a little watermelon. You're good to go. Am I up later? Probably not. I wouldn't count on it. I just did one. I like to do one a month. They give me about another month. All right. Have a great night. Have a great week. Check out my new video on, I think, Monday. I'm really shooting for Monday. And there you go. It's going to rain tomorrow. I'll probably just be in the attic editing the video. Get her done. Get her done. And there you go. All right. You have a wonderful week. See you guys in a week. And until then, rock on.